What's up, everyone? Welcome back, episode 58 of our podcast, Sippin' Sports. I'm Dave. This is Chris. Chris, how are we doing today?
I'm good, David.
Good? It's good to hear.
Let's pep it up.
Yeah, playoffs full effect. Wild Vikings, Twins starting up. A lot of good things happening. Minnesota football spring game for the Gophers.
The Wild and the Vikings?
Oh, Wild and the Timberwolves, whatever.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I wish the Vikings, but we'll have Vikings talk later today.
It's true. All right, well, let's get into it. 58, top moment.
58.
What do you got?
So my top moment is last week. Drew Smiley, Cubs pitcher, was 2 outs away from a perfect game in the 9th inning when a weak ground ball went out in front of home plate and he collided with his catcher to ruin the perfect game for the Cubs.
That's your top moment?
It's insane. You know how hard it is to get a perfect game?
Very hard.
And it was ruined because the catcher didn't let him grab the ball. Or he didn't communicate and the catcher didn't hear it.
What do you think?
I think it's the catcher's ball. So technically, I think it is the pitcher's fault, but pitchers will say differently. But just let your catcher do it.
Well, at least if that's the case, then he messed it up for himself.
Right.
Like, it wasn't anybody else.
Right. It would be terrible if it was like, okay, that... Because it's a tough play. It's easier when you're running... It's always easier when you're running towards something.
Right.
Than when you're running away from something.
Totally.
So, and I know... A lot of people might say that pitchers are the best athletes on the field, which I don't believe. So I would say just let your catcher do it and throw him out. And boom, you have one more out.
That's what people say?
Oh, yeah. People say that pitchers are the best athletes.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah. No.
I don't
you can
believe
take it up with
either.
them. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I would expect the center fielder or shortstop would be the best athlete on the
I would say there's a lot of positions, I would say. So I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings besides pitcher.
Center field and shortstop would be my top two.
Yeah, I would say catcher is probably more athletic.
What would you say top two, though? Would you agree, or is there somebody else?
I would say shortstop, just because you're in the action more, but I would say catcher. You're literally in every single play. You have to be athletic. You have to have good hand-eye coordination. You have to be able to move. You have to be able to block a ball that's coming in point-some seconds. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think outfielders are great athletes, but I'm just saying, in that way, I think catcher has to be. I think you put a good athlete at catcher. They have to be in on every play. Hopefully, they're a good athlete.
I suppose.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd say the only one that pitchers are above is probably right field.
Whoa.
Shout out to the right fielders and second basemen.
Yeah, I think right field is above.
Above second base?
No.
Or above pitchers?
Above pitcher.
Oh, so you think pitchers is bottom?
Close to the bottom, if not the bottom. I'd probably put first base at bottom.
Yeah.
If we're counting DHs, I'd put DH.
Well, yeah, I mean.
But then I'd put first base.
Okay.
And then I might put third base.
No.
They have good reflexes, but they might not be the most agile.
Yeah, but they have to cover the bunt and everything, Chris. More than first base.
Maybe.
First base, it's usually just your biggest guy.
Right. First base is easily worse.
Yeah. So there you go. There you have it. Pitchers aren't the best athletes.
No, not at all. My top moment, so Marathon Monday in Boston, big marathon last week, and the world record holder, I'm not going to try and say his first name, but his last name is Kipchoge. He was in the field, but he didn't win. He had actually never ran the Boston Marathon before last week, but he didn't win, even though he's the world record holder. Not top 3. He struggled. He was in the lead pack for a lot of it. I was watching it at work a little bit. And
the weather was bad, wasn't it?
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
A lot of them were wearing gloves.
Ooh.
But they still had like their tank top and shorts
and their whatever, yeah.
Which is expected, honestly, if you're cruising. Like, they were going sub 5-minute miles.
What is it, 26?
Yeah.
That's
26.2.
That's insane.
Yeah. So they said that it was one of the fastest races, partially because he was in there. Yeah. So he kind of like pushed them along. But in terms of just him specifically, he struggled a little bit. So the winner was Evans Chebet. 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Where's he from? Does it say where he's from?
He actually won in 2022. So it's a repeat champion.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. He's got to be from like Kenya, I feel like. It's got to be from out of the country.
I'm not sure.
But I feel like they're all like, those guys are all like built the same. Like they're all like super skinny. They're like jockeys. They're all like smaller guys. Fit, obviously. Skinny. But
Yeah,
just
obviously.
run. And like they run, and when they run, it's like completely effortless, and they're going fast.
Kipchoge's run looked very effortless.
That's what I'm saying. It's like these guys are just like
And
cruising.
it was a 450 mile.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think
So-
you have to qualify for that, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you have to qualify every year, or do you think it's just like once you do it once, you're good?
I'd assume that Evans, since he won in 2022, probably didn't have to.
And probably Chip Nogi
Qualify.
if he was the number one or he was the record holder.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, for normal people, I wonder how you even qualify. Just finish a marathon before that?
You have to finish at a certain pace and then you qualify for other races.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Would you ever do it?
A marathon?
Yeah.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities. I actually had this conversation with somebody at work earlier this week, or last week. My opinion is if I'm going to do it, I wouldn't spend my time doing like a half marathon or a 10
You just
mile
go
or
for it
whatever.
straight up.
If I'm gonna do something like that, I'm doing the full marathon.
So you're not a half marathon guy.
No, I
Got it.
personally I would not do that because I'm either gonna do the whole marathon, say that I did a marathon, or I'm not gonna do it at all.
I walked a 5K once for charity.
There you go.
Smooth. Yeah,
Which-
I think a marathon is just too long. I think the hardest part is, well, first of all, I hate running, and second of all,
Not my favorite thing either.
like there's when you're not running for a purpose, where it's like there's a purpose to finish the marathon, but it's like okay, training and stuff like that would be the hardest thing. Like you stop doing everything and all you're doing is strictly running. Like that bores me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then once you get closer, it's like, oh, you got to do 16 miles on Saturday morning.
Right.
Okay, well, that's 5 hours.
5 hours, and you can't drink probably because you can't be hungover. You can't do any of that.
You probably don't want to drink as much.
I would say probably at all. I bet you Chip Nogi don't drink.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that he does not.
Yeah. Crazy.
Huh.
That's pretty cool though.
So you would or wouldn't do a marathon?
Absolutely not. I would be more on the realm of like I would potentially do like I don't even know if I would do a half marathon to be honest.
Really?
My brother does that stuff and like it's cool to watch and it's a cool atmosphere, but it's just like the whole training aspect and the fact of like you're just running to finish and get a medal.
If you trained for 5 months, like if you decided today that you were going to do a marathon 5 months from now, how long do you think it would take you to finish?
I think it would probably be 9-minute miles.
Okay.
What's 9 times 26?
That's actually fairly good.
I think it's fine.
A lot of them have I've learned a lot of them have limits of 6 hours, which is about a 13-minute.
13-minute mile? Yeah,
Yeah.
wouldn't make sense. I mean, yeah. But I think it would be one of those things if I trained for 5 months hard and dedicated to it, I think I could do 9 to 10-minute miles.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Good to
Well, I
know.
guess that's technically 10-minute miles is what, 260 minutes?
Mhm.
So it's what, 4 hours? 4 hours, 20 minutes?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fair. It's
Yep.
a long time to just be running though. God,
It is a long time, but
there it is.
all right, we'll see.
There it is.
How's Minnesota looking sports wise?
Yeah, so Minnesota Minute. Twins are currently 13-10. Had a terrible series against the Nationals. Only won 1 of 2. They are currently playing the Yankees and the Royals.
1 of 3.
Did they only lose twice?
1 of 3 or 1 and
No, I said 1 and 2.
All right.
1 and 2 means 1 win, 2 losses.
Gotcha.
And then they also play the Royals coming up. Wild, currently playing right now, got hosed on a terrible call again. Series is 2-2. They're playing the Stars. Timberwolves are playing Denver in Denver tonight. That series is 3-1. Minnesota Vikings, potential, we'll talk about it later, draft coming up. They're currently at the 24th pick. We'll wait and see what happens.
They're 24th or 23rd?
It said 124 on ESPN. You can double check that though. 23rd. Yeah, my bad. Minnesota United lost to the Seattle Sounders 1-0 over the weekend. They play Dallas FC coming up. The Loons are on a little skid. Minnesota Gopher baseball got swept by Illinois. Unfortunately, played Nebraska this weekend, and Gopher softball won both against Wisconsin. Only played twice. They play Ohio State this coming up weekend.
Good job, ladies.
Yeah, the ladies are carrying the Minnesota sports,
Love
Minnesota college sports.
All right.
So
Well, as some of you might know, we were in Denver this weekend celebrating our friend Scott. And so for betting wise, David, what were 1 or 2 bets that killed you?
yeah, I would say actually, to be honest, the one bet that was kind of frustrating. Not frustrating, but it kind of is what it is. But it was Golden State Warriors Game 4 at home against the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
I teased it to 2.5. It started at 7.5 before the game. 2.5.
Yep.
They're up by 5.
Yeah.
5. And they just make a challenge. Stupid challenge. Makes no sense to challenge that. But lose their timeout. Steph Curry obviously wasn't paying attention in the game. Didn't know they lost their timeout. Gets trapped. Walks the ball up the court. First of all, walks the ball.
I don't even know if you could consider that a trap. It was kind of like a half-ass, like, I'm just going to stand here.
It was like a half-ass, like, I'm going to stand here, but it was also like a half-ass, like, he was just going to call a timeout. Like, he was walking, and he's like, I'm going to call a timeout.
Right.
And he calls a timeout. Obviously, they don't have any technical fouls. Shout out Chris Webber, Fab 5 in college. But so they don't have any, so it's a technical foul. So then the Kings get the ball.
They make the free throw.
They make the free throw. They're down by 4.
Mm-hmm.
De'Aaron Fox bangs home a 3. Then Golden State goes down. They don't foul him. There's like 6 or 7 seconds.
10.
Was there 10?
Yes.
Oh, I thought there was less than that. Steph Curry misses a little floater.
Yeah.
He cost me the game. I wish they would have lost. I think it's the worst case scenario. They win that game. I wish they would have lost. They lose. Here's a question. If they lose that game, does Steph get ridiculed for doing that? That's bonehead mistakes.
I mean, probably.
That's terrible. It's terrible.
I am glad that they won, though.
Well, yeah, you needed them to. Because your guarantee wouldn't look so great.
Yes.
But I just think it's crazy. I mean, I guess I get it. But it's like, I feel like even playing travel basketball, like when you come out of a huddle, isn't the coach always tell you, like, hey, no timeouts? Hey, we got no timeouts left.
Not always, but...
Or just look up at, you have 8 Jumbotrons in that stadium.
You have a lot of TVs that you could look at.
But
a lot of people that you could look at and get the info.
Yeah, that was one of them. And then we went to the Colorado Rapids game. Mm-hmm. That was another one that was just tough to watch. The goalie for St. Louis, what's his last name? Berkey. Unbelievable. 12 saves.
Yep.
Just couldn't make the 13th save, and they tied it up in the 92nd minute. So
yeah,
that's a loss.
That one hurt me as well.
Yeah, it's tough. But besides that, I don't think it was terrible. I think those just last ones. It's tough when you make the bets beforehand.
Yeah.
And then they're on a Sunday, so you can't change anything. Like, to be honest, low key, this kind of sounds terrible, but like if we were there and Golden State was up by 4 or 5, I'm cashing out. Because there's 35 seconds left.
Right.
I'm cashing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cashing. I'm taking my $3 or $4 difference and I'm cashing. Mm-hmm. So it happens.
Mine was the soccer game, St. Louis. Mm-hmm. That one hurt me quite a bit. And the other one was the Oilers on Friday night. That one killed me. Partially because I was doubling down on them a few times.
Went to overtime.
It went to overtime, and it was
Kings.
So I was still very confident, and then the wind was sucked out of me. Those two, the Celtics on Friday. They played Friday, didn't they?
Yeah. No,
Friday.
They played Friday.
Yeah, they played Friday. That one kind of hurt, but those first two were definitely the biggest ones.
Yeah. And then I would say on the other end, like the good ones, like I had the
ones.
Wild on Friday. That was a good start. The Wild Friday was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy and then the Avalanche Saturday was great. But what's crazy is the 3 games that went to overtime. Every single game that went to overtime, I lost because I had the other team every time.
On Saturday?
Saturday and Friday, I had the same as you.
Yeah.
So it's like, it went to overtime, and then you're like, well, dang. But that's just how gambling goes, you know?
Yeah, the good ones for me were...
Wait, what happened to the Celtics? Haven't they smoked them every game?
No, they lost on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Because it's 3-1. Yeah. They shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was shocked.
Yeah.
The good ones for me, I would say the Bruins on Sunday, the Avalanche on Saturday.
Yeah, same.
The
Knicks Cavaliers whole series being under is big time. They just can't score.
Under's been big time for that series. First basket. Bets for the NBA. 3 out of 4 on Saturday, plus an additional 1 on Friday and an additional 1 on Sunday. So that's, what is that, 6 in the matter of 3 days.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
I mean, the Timberwolves Sunday was decent.
Timberwolves on Sunday was decent.
But
what else? The Hurricanes on Sunday. That one was also decent for me.
Yeah. Had a few draws, decent in soccer.
Yeah.
EPL.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall good. I mean,
I got to teach myself not to get too caught up in the Nerfies.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, though, because the Nerfies were decent.
The Nerfies for baseball and trying to hit draws on soccer games that are in the 80th minute. Those are the two things I need to
Well, the
teach
problem
myself.
is because when you do those, the draws in the 80th minute, the odds are way lower, so you have to put a decent amount.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, they're like minus
if you
200,
get it
minus...
at like 78, it's like it could be like minus 170.
Yeah, I guess. I think the Nerfies were fine with me for a while. I hit a few of those, but then it just the whole Twins series against
Very
the
up and
Nationals
down.
should not have even been close. We should have swept them night and day. We were 300 minus 300.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that was tough.
Not how it works.
But I think the biggest lesson was
the biggest lesson is when you go out with friends drinking at a bar, just put your phone away and don't double down / triple down
or quadruple
on
down.
anything. That's all I'm gonna say.
It was also the last game of the night, so it was like it's now or never, baby.
And it was never.
Yeah, it was never. But
it's now or never.
The other thing is I think it's better to do, and I learned this last time in Iowa too. It's better to do like teams that should win versus like all the little tiny things like the Nerfies or the trying to hit the draws or trying to hit the just like the sprinkling in bets or like a random game. It's better to do like the Bruins playing whoever the heck they're playing.
Yeah, I
or
think
like the Avalanche,
Panthers,
like the teams that are supposed to win, especially hockey, because it's like I don't know, minus 150 or something.
Yeah, it also
like,
depends. It depends though for hockey, especially like if the team is on the road. Like if a team is on the road, like the Avalanche, they're gonna be like minus 150.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they're at home, it's
money.
like 200 some. But I think the biggest difference is the Nerfies are only a here and there because it's like that's just the quickest way to either make it or lose it. And you know right away you don't have to watch the whole game.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest difference also is when you look at it for NHL or even other games like basketball, the best time to do it is like the first 2 quarters. You hope the better team is losing and then you just literally hammer them and they come back 9 out of 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if like the Suns, when they're losing or doing whatever, it's like, okay, well, and then they come back and crush them.
They're gonna win.
So, and especially with some of these games, these first round games, it's like some of these spreads, it's like, dude, minus 13, minus, like, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep, true. All right, let's get into the beer and seltzer. What are we drinking?
Yeah, this is a completely new kind. It's called Oasis Sweetwater Brewing Company. It has electrolytes and real organic superfruit.
Wow.
Antioxidant vitamin C.
Sounds fancy.
It's called raspberry lemon.
Okay.
So its ingredients: water, alcohol, organic pomegranate powder.
All right.
Carbon dioxide.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see. 5% alcohol.
Okay. I feel like that's pretty standard.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are like 4.5.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there's a difference between
about that.
Oh, it's clear though.
What is it? Raspberry what?
Raspberry lemon.
Okay. For beer that we're drinking, it's from Odell Brewing Co. And it's called 90 Schilling Ale.
Odell?
Where's Fort Collins, Colorado.
Wow.
Yep.
Did you know that? Did you know we were going to do a Colorado one? After being in Colorado?
Musta.
Home of Coors Light.
5.3%.
Oh, that's low.
It's a light.
Is it a light one?
Probably. A nice golden flavor.
What is it, an ale?
It is an ale.
I will say this seltzer
It's smelly.
probably had more bubbles and stuff than I've ever seen a seltzer have.
Yeah.
Because usually you can do them all
coming
in
out of
one
the can.
pour. Yeah. Raspberry, lemon, Oasis. Here's the can.
Oh my goodness. You can smell the bubbles.
No.
It's kind of like flat water.
Dude, it's like...
It's like bubble water, but flat.
Yeah, it's like one of those
Like flat flavor-wise.
sparkling waters.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have a lot of flavor at all.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting any lemon?
I'm getting more raspberry.
Yeah.
More raspberry, not much lime. Or lemon.
Lemon.
Not much lemon.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of bubbles, but the flavor is flat.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, there's a lot of bubbles, but when you drink it, you don't, like, taste the carbonation and stuff. I don't really taste carbonation. It's literally flat water.
It tastes like bubble water to me.
Yeah, it just tastes like one of those bubblies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. All right, David, what
I'm
do
going to
you
give it a 3.9.
3.9.
I think it's horrible. I don't know. I was hoping, because, like, this is the thing, is I was hoping when I looked at it, it was like, oh, electrolytes, organic superfruit, antioxidant, like, vitamin C, like, it was going to have some
Premium
color.
hard seltzer.
But it's going to have, like, some color. Or
Which
something.
color were you hoping? Pink?
Raspberry, lemon. I was hoping, like, a light red for the raspberry. Like a raspberry lemonade, and I don't taste either of those flavors.
Yeah.
And the other flavors on the pack are pretty decent.
What are they?
Like blackberry lime.
Okay. Sounds like
Worth
an
a shot.
interesting combination.
Yeah, worth a shot. You don't worry about it though. Don't go get them.
Yeah.
Friends, don't go get
We'll
them.
pass.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 2.4.
Yeah, it's bad.
Not good.
This might be the worst thing.
It might be the worst one that we've had. I would say if you don't want the like the fake tasting sugar, like that, like kind of like Truly, then this one comparatively is okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't mind that taste, then even the Truly is better than this one.
I think the Truly. I think at least those ones
that
have,
tells you something.
at least those have flavor.
Yeah.
This literally doesn't have flavor. This is like almost worse than, what was that called? Those backwater ones.
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember the casing, and I think we still have them in our fridge because they were so bad.
Yeah,
I feel bad even giving them to people.
Hey, do you want to try this seltzer? I hated it, but you might like it.
Yeah, if you ever listen to one episode of the pod, you'll realize they sucked. But don't worry about it because that's
Right.
okay.
All right, well, tough start, but you know,
Don't go get them. Don't waste your time.
hopefully Odell brings it back. Okay. It's a nice smooth ale.
Yeah, it's definitely smooth. But I mean, here's the thing. I think it's good.
Yep.
There's nothing about it in my eyes that's like separates it from just your normal ale.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's just I think it's solid. I think it's good. I think if you like ales, it's a nice lighter beer.
yep.
It's not going to blow you out of the water. It doesn't really have anything extra to it, so which is fine.
So this is what it says on the can. Tell me if this is accurate. Medium-bodied amber ale with a distinct burnished copper color and a deeply pleasant aroma.
So basically, it does have a nice color.
A nice
The aroma.
and a pleasant aroma. A deeply pleasant aroma.
What does that mean?
It makes you happy.
Yeah, it just tastes like a normal beer. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah. No offense to it, Mike. My aroma doesn't really. It's a good beer.
Yeah.
It's a solid beer. It's like the definition and the average ale brewery beer to me. I think it's good. I think it's fine. I just don't, like I said, I don't think it's one of those things where it's like, oh man, I'm gonna go get this one multiple times because it's something different.
You wouldn't get this multiple times?
I don't think I would. No, I think it's just your basic ale.
Right.
So
I would almost say that would make me go get it again because it's just solid.
yeah, I would like to try something new. I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's bad. I'm gonna give it just a very average score once I give it.
Okay, give it.
Mine's a 6 flat. It's very average.
Okay.
It's just your average. Like there's nothing like I said, there's just nothing spectacular about it, but there's nothing bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a solid thing. It's got nice color. It's probably a great brewery because it's Colorado.
Yep.
So it's got mountains on there on the little can. So 5.3. So yeah, it's your basic beer.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 7.4.
So it's one of your better ones.
Yeah, I think it's just solid. You know what you're gonna get. Pleasant aroma, medium body color.
Yeah.
Pretty good taste.
Yeah.
Easy to drink.
Very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very smooth. Just your average beer.
So
there it is.
good job, Odell. You think there's any relation
to Odell Beckham?
Yeah.
No.
I don't either.
I don't think. I think it's just.
Probably hasn't spent much time in Colorado, if I had to guess.
Yeah. I don't know if he's been. Yeah.
It's okay though.
It's okay. Doesn't need to.
All right. Well, there you go. 2.4 on the seltzer for me. 3.9 for Dave.
That might be the first seltzer I don't finish.
That's rough. Rough.
Score reflects it.
6.0 for Dave. 7.4 for me on the Odell Brewing Co. 90 Schilling Ale. That's what they call.
And that's what they call a review. Bang, bang.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going NBA update.
Quickly. Sprinkle.
Yep, we're sprinkling it.
Yep.
So we got, let's start in the East. Heat Bucks.
I think that's surprising.
Surprise.
I think we both had the Bucks
In 5.
in 5. But I think here's the thing is I think the Giannis injury has played a part. But I also think at the same time, like the Heat have just come out and fired more. Like Jimmy Butler has literally taken over.
Jimmy Butler is absolutely balling.
He's absolutely balling. He's taking over. It's one of those things where like when you look at it, it's crazy, but it's like he like what do you have? 50 something?
56.
56. It's like remember that game he played in the bubble where he like kept scoring, he kept doing whatever. I think it was against the Lakers or somebody. And it went to like overtime and there's like an image of him where it's like a free throw. He shoots the free throw and he gets fouled and he walks over and he just puts his hands down and everyone's like, yeah, he's exhausted because he's been doing everything. It's like the same thing. And I think that, like I said, the Giannis injury definitely played a part.
The Giannis injury played a part, but they just beat him with Giannis.
100%. I mean, listen to this. 130, this is the Heat's points. 130, 122, 121, 119.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough when you give up almost 120 points a game to beat a team in the playoffs, whose focus is strictly defense.
Right. 100%. I know. It's shocking to me, honestly, especially without Tyler Hero. Usually the Heat are a little bit more offensively challenged.
Especially without Hero.
Yeah. And so to be able to put up those scoring numbers is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy, too, is in their last game, in Game 4, they were down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they made a huge comeback. They scored, it was like 25 to something run to end the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we said this off air, but I think when they play again, it'll have to be, I think the Bucks will win at home, but then I think the Heat will take it when they're at home.
Okay.
So, Heat in, what is it? 1, 2, 3,
that would be 6. Yep.
So.
Interesting. All right. Well, we got the next one. What would that be? 4 or 5. So that's.
Oh, you got 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Oh, Knicks.
Yeah, Knicks Cavs. Also, somewhat of a surprising series.
Yeah, I think the Cavs have kind of come out. I think this is the downfall when you're a defensive-oriented team. Sometimes is like the Cavs have come out and they're just like they don't score.
Yeah.
They don't score. They don't give up a lot of points, sure, and they play that tempo where I think it's hard in the NBA nowadays where if you don't play a tempo that's kind of upbeat and up pace and you kind of set up your offense almost every play, it's like the Virginia college basketball. That's my correlation.
Who are you saying that? The Cavs?
Cavs. Every single play I watch them, they grab the rebound. Everyone's collided. They could easily outlet it. Donovan Mitchell grabs the ball, walks it up. It's like, I get it. I do get it. Like, that's your style, but you're scoring 95 points on average a game. You scored 79 points.
That's not good. Probably not going to win.
And the Knicks, don't get me wrong, the Knicks defensively are good. The Knicks are a good team. I think this matchup, truthfully being the 4-5, could have gone either way, and I think the Knicks have just kind of pulled through. But, like, I expected more out of the Cavaliers, and I think that it's also showing with this where Donovan Mitchell is showing how much of a superstar he actually is because he's carrying them wherever they go.
Yeah,
And he has to.
I mean, he struggled last game.
And that shows he's probably struggled the last few games, and it's tough.
That was tough because it's like, all right, it's 2-1. If the Cavs win this game, it's 2-2 going back. We're fine.
100%.
But now they're down 3-1. That's going to be a pretty tough hole to climb out of.
Yeah. Well, and I think for this series too, the last thing is like, especially for the Cavs, being a younger team and having younger people who haven't had playoff experience, it's hard to go to New York, Madison Square Garden, and play. Like, it's hard.
Yep.
I get it. During the regular season, it's different. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know. I think the Knicks will close that out. I think whether 5 or 6, I think the Knicks will advance. They're just better.
It's honestly not even bad to lose game 5 and then come back home and win game 6. Because
celebrate on your
let's
home
do it
court.
at home, baby.
100%. And then you get to sleep in your own bed. You don't have to do nothing.
You can go out that night.
Yeah, they go out every night. They're NBA players.
Maybe not the playoffs, but at home. All right, then you got 3-6. So that one's wrapped.
Sixers done.
Nets. I mean, I think we called that.
Yeah. I think here's the thing is I think the biggest difference.
I know that I put 4-0.
With the differences with the Sixers is how I think they're hoping that the next series goes longer, but they're also hoping like that Embiid will be back. I mean, they talked to Doc Rivers and he was like 50%.
I know.
I mean, he can't play at 50% against a good team. Against the Nets, sure. You'd play without him.
They did.
That's what I'm saying. But when you go play, if you go have to play the Boston Celtics, you ain't playing without Embiid.
That's not good.
Even with Embiid at 100%, you're still going to be up in there.
Well, they're about to play Boston Celtics like in 3 to 4 days.
Right.
So he needs to get better fast because otherwise they're going to lose.
Yep, 100%.
It's also kind of a tough matchup just because like they don't really play that many big guys.
No, they have Paul Reed.
No, the Celtics.
The Celtics, yeah.
Like, they play Al Horford at the 5, and then sometimes he's at the 4, Robert Williams is at the 5. But, like, that's pretty much it. They don't play any other big guys.
Yeah, but I think here's the thing is I think if you have, like, an Al Horford or you have, like, Robert Williams, like, I think Al Horford's fine for Joel. I think he'll get his. But I think the hardest part is, like, you just look at the rest of them. Like, every single one of the Celtics can step out and shoot the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's their biggest thing is they have guys that can just shoot, and they have guys on the bench that can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't lose a step when they go back, or they have to take out their starters.
It's true. Yeah, I don't know. That'll be an interesting series.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, that leads us right into the Celtics Hawks.
It's over. I mean, the Celtics
about to be done.
Yeah, they're playing. They are currently playing, so we'll give you an update as live.
I mean, they're up 6 with 11 minutes left.
Yeah, but they've just looked dominant too. But it's like, I think we called that too. I think the problem is the Hawks did take one. They outscored them. But I think the Hawks
did literally say it was going to be 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, as we're speaking right now, there's 11 minutes left and they've given up 92 points.
Right.
You will not win very many games doing that.
Against a good team, especially.
Against good teams. Even if the good teams give up some points. I think that's the problem with another series we'll talk about on the other side is if you just give up points, it's hard to compete like that. Because if you have one off shooting day, which happens, you're done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I will say we did predict Celtics in 5, so that happened. I know I predicted 76 in 4. I think you might have.
Just had 5 probably.
Yeah,
or 4.
I think
I
you
don't
were
know.
5.
We both had the same team.
We both had the Bucks. That's not happening. And the 4-5, I know I was on the Cavs, but.
Yeah, I think I expected more out of the Cavs. I think we knew it was going to be a long series. So if the Cavs can win one, it'll go longer.
I think we both. I think I had said Cavs in 6, and I think you might have said
7.
Cavs in 7.
Yeah, so it could still go 7.
Yeah, it's true.
We'll see.
All right, going to the West. So we got the Nuggets, Wolves.
Yeah.
We got the Nuggets up 3-1. Currently, they're playing game 5, and the Wolves are off to a stifling.
See, I'll say this too, and I'm going to throw this out there, and it's definitely promoted from what we just saw. We're watching the game live, obviously. It pisses me off, and I've said this before, regular season. It pisses me off when these superstar guys, Nikola Jokic, whatever, Jokic, when he gets these calls. It's literally unbelievable. It's like, I get he's a superstar. I get that. You literally just made a call live 6 seconds later than when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because he looked at you and he put his hands up.
Yeah.
Dude, what are we doing? I'll tell you this, and I said before with the Wild getting screwed over on a penalty, refs need to stop deciding games. It will never not happen. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like, just call the game how the game's supposed to be called. It's embarrassing.
Would you say that they are reffing it how it's supposed to be called based off of the rules, or they should change what they call based off of them not wanting to decide the game?
I think they should call. I think here's the thing. If they're going to call it like that and you make a call on Karl Anthony Towns, you make a call on anyone, even if you make a call on Nikola on the other side, then just keep making that call. If that's how you're going to call it the whole time. But you better call the same thing when Cat puts his hands up. You better call the same thing when Rudy does. And I mean, I'm not saying some of these fouls from Cat aren't warranted. I think Cat plays a very sloppy game. I think he's slow on his feet, so he does play sloppy. But it's like, stop deciding things just because they're all-stars. That's so annoying. You can't tell me right now, like, a foul is a foul. There's nothing written in the books that say foul is a foul unless it's a superstar. No! If he drives to the lane and he gets and his hand gets smacked, it's a foul. But it's always been like that. It's always superstar treatment. Yeah. Superstar treatment, and it's, if you're at home, I don't want the crowd to boo me because I'm a human being. I get that. Doesn't matter if you go to Minnesota, though. Minnesota will chant, ref, you suck in the first 5 seconds if you're terrible.
I was a little disappointed on Sunday. I was at the game, and there was not a lot of vigor for the ref, you suck chants.
God,
there was a couple times that I was ready to go.
You didn't start it?
No, I didn't feel confident enough to start it.
All right, well, that's my rant. So I unfortunately do think the Timberwolves will fall, unfortunately. Hopefully they can
in
give
5 or 6 or 7.
No, I think if we can bring it back home, I think it's going 7.
Are you going to go to the game? Game 6?
When is that? Thursday? I don't know.
I'm bummed it's not Friday.
Yeah, Friday would be a lot better. Friday night games, and yeah. But we'll see. What are your thoughts? Do you think the Timberwolves can pull it off?
Well, I hope.
With your head?
I'll always
With your
hope.
head, not your heart.
No, honestly, I was just happy that they won Game 4. And I'm remaining optimistic because I'm a Timberwolves fan.
I like that.
But if I wasn't from Minnesota and a Timberwolves fan, honestly, I'd probably think that Denver would win Game 5.
Yeah. I think the crazy thing is, and I was talking to some people at work about this, the wild thing about it was, like, when the season started, coming off of last season, and then getting Rudy and, like, doing some stuff, like, it's crazy to think, like, our goal now in the playoffs was just we're happy to win one playoff game. Like, I think when we looked at it at the beginning of the season, we were hoping to finish top 5. You can't say you weren't going to predict top 5 for our team.
No, we did predict. I think I said
4 or 5?
I think I said 4, maybe 5, but I thought I said 4.
And obviously the injury to Towns kills it, but
that did not help.
Right, so.
And honestly, anybody from 5 to 9 was like 3 games away.
Right, so that's what I'm saying.
So basically, I was correct, but
no, we're not doing this basically BS.
We're just moving on. We got Suns Clippers. Suns are up 3-1. That one's basically wrapped. I mean, injuries are killing the Clippers.
Yeah, which they have all year. I mean, those guys seem like they're always injured. It's unfortunate because I think the first few games, well, especially the first game when they won with Kawhi, it was like, oh, this could be a series. I think everyone was stunned that the Clippers went into Phoenix and won that first game.
Yeah, stunned enough to make you kind of like think about it, but at the same time, I was still 100% confident that the Suns would win.
Yeah. Do you think this series has shown a Suns, I guess you could say, like a little hole or a little wrinkle, like where the Suns could be beat? I mean, this Clippers team is not good without Kawhi and without them.
The Clippers team is not great, but at the same time, like, I think that you will learn a lot more if they play the Nuggets.
Okay.
In the next round.
Yeah.
If they play the Wolves, I don't want to say it, but that could get ugly.
Yeah, that's fair. So,
but
I think they're hitting their stride now. I think they're allowing their superstars to just take over. Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's kind of like the NCAA tournament. It's okay to get a little bit close in the first round or two. Like, that's not the worst thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, let's start going a little bit, and you're good to go.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think the Suns are fine. I mean, obviously having them win.
Yeah, honestly, I think I said they would maybe sweep them, but 4-1, 4-0.
I mean, low key, shout out, I mean, not really shout, but like Russell Westbrook has kind of carried his own.
Oh, he's dominating.
I mean, he's been dominating. He's actually been able to shoot.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy. And so I think he's kind of carried the team. Like you said, obviously injuries are playing a huge part of it.
Yeah, so we got that. We got 3-6. That's the Warriors-Kings series. Or I should say, I guess the Kings-Warriors series.
Very interesting.
2-2 going back to Sacramento.
Yeah.
It went 2 to Sacramento in the first 2 games, 2 to Golden State, game 3 and 4. So we're all tied up.
Yeah. And I think it'll be big time. I know there's an injury and there's part of it where it's like...
I think he's going to play, though.
No, he said he's going to try to play.
De'Aaron Fox
is going to play, and they need him to
He's got a fractured finger. The tip of it, one of his fingers. I can't remember which one it is.
Apparently he had it when he was playing, during the game.
Right.
But what's crazy is I think with him and with all that, like, if he plays, I think they have a decent chance to take it at home.
He's hurt.
It doesn't matter. The Warriors are so bad on the road.
Yeah, but I think they're at a point where they'll be able to win one of the next 2 away games.
I think
and with the injury, that's all they need.
I think it'll go 7. I think De'Aaron Fox will play. I think he'll be fine. I think it will go 7.
I think 6.
Well, if the Warriors win, if the Warriors do take Game 5, they will win it. Yes, at home. I think they won't win Game 5.
Okay, I think they will. So
I think they're showing a huge flaw, though. I think the Warriors the next round. I actually think if we're going to the next game, we said this at the beginning.
What's the next game, Dave?
Lakers Memphis. Memphis is fraudulent.
Currently, the Lakers are winning 3-1.
Fraudulent, and I think it's what people want to see. They want to see LeBron play Steph. They want to see LeBron play.
Yeah, they do.
But I think the hardest part is.
Is that what you want to see?
Well, kinda.
I'd rather see that than the Grizzlies.
Oh, I hate the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are trash. I think they're overrated. I don't think the Grizzlies are very good. I've said that even last year when the Timberwolves played them. I thought we should have put up a good fight. I thought we had a great matchup against them. I was like, we could easily beat these guys.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna win.
And I thought even this year, I said the same thing. I said, if we play the Grizzlies, we have a very good chance because the Grizzlies' style is we can outscore them, we can outplay them,
right?
And especially without Steven Adams.
Yeah.
And I think John Morant is a great player. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's great. He can't shoot the ball. He's just very athletic. Yeah. And I think here's the difference. Dylan Brooks, whack. He's whack. Jaren Jackson will fall out for sure. So it's like, without Steven Adams, I think the big guys take over. I don't know. I think they're bad. I think this is really exploiting it. And I think the Lakers will continue. I will say this. I know I just prefaced it by saying the Lakers. I hope the Lakers beat the Warriors. Between those two teams, no offense, I think LeBron's great. I don't really care who wins in that matchup.
The
Warriors, Lakers. I think the Warriors win because they'll just outscore the Lakers. But because I think it's one of those things where you have to kind of change your mindset because it's like, hey, we're playing the Warriors. They're going to score 120 points.
Yeah, that would be an interesting storyline.
Yeah.
Quickly, first, 5-6 games, MVP of all of the NBA playoffs. Who's your pick?
MVP of all the playoffs. That's a great question. I'm gonna have to go with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, just because of the hero injury, just because of all this stuff, and literally beating the 1 seed, kind of handily, just beating them. Like, I think he deserves a lot of credit.
Yep.
Yeah. I would say on the other side, is it just MVP overall?
You get one MVP.
Yeah, I would say Jimmy Butler then.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's leading the race.
Yeah.
I would say second place for me is probably, honestly, probably De'Aaron Fox.
I was gonna say De'Aaron Fox is one of mine too. I was gonna say De'Aaron Fox, or obviously it's pretty obvious, like Steph Curry's got to be up there too. I think it comes out of that series. They'll both have played unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think De'Aaron Fox, just because I think obviously based off of the odds, a lot of people had the Warriors winning it or like almost going to the finals. I think they had the second best odds besides the Suns, but and Steph Curry obviously has led that team.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
It's just I do think if you had to pick one, Jimmy Butler for sure now, just because it's an 8 versus 1. But if you have to pick the other, it's
and he had a 50-point game.
Right. Yeah. Pretty decent.
So there you go. All right. Would you consider that a sprinkle?
Yeah, that was probably a little bit more, but that was probably a chapter.
Sprinkle and a half.
Yeah, a sprinkle and a half. I think it was warranted though.
All right. Well, this Thursday, NFL Draft. as you're listening, you got to be prepping. But good thing you're here.
Yeah.
So we talked about first round last week, mostly like top 10 picks. So we'll go kind of everything else now.
Yeah, I think let's just talk about players that might drop or players that we think could, I don't know, I guess players under the radar, maybe first, second, third rounds.
Yeah, let's start with running backs, David. Do you think, so the two most notable are Bijan Robinson and from Texas and Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama.
Yeah. I think Jahmyr Gibbs, I think Bijan Robinson, what's crazy is like people have had him as like the second best prospect.
Yeah.
In the whole
Do you
thing.
think both will go first round?
No, I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs will. I think he'll go early second round, but I do think that Bijan Robinson will go top 15, which is crazy.
Really?
Which is crazy to think. I think.
Is there a team that sparks your interest with Bijan Robinson?
Yeah. Let me get to him. Atlanta Falcons.
At 8?
At 8. And because they have Desmond Ridder, they don't need a quarterback. They have Drake London.
Yeah.
They have, what's their tight end's name? Why can't I think of his name? Kyle Pitts. They just strengthened their defense a little bit with different players. I mean, I think here's the thing is you don't have a running back. Like you have to give, I mean, this guy's literally a premier talent. That's what everyone's talking about. So I do think he could go to the Falcons. I don't really see anyone else after that. I could see, there's been word on the street, I don't have sources, but there's been word on the street, Derrick Henry's on the move. If Derrick Henry's on the move,
I think that's what they want.
If Derrick Henry's on the move, that could slot him in. But I think the Titans would have to trade up to get him.
To get Bijan Robinson?
Yeah, I think the Falcons are taking him.
I don't think so.
Who else would the Falcons take?
A defensive guy. Or a quarterback, honestly.
Oh, you just picked Ridder.
What?
You just picked him.
I don't know if
he hasn't even played.
I don't know if they like him that much.
Oh, my God.
I think they go quarterback or defense.
No, I think they pick him. I like it. I like it.
I think I could see him like middle of the first round. Like the Patriots maybe at 14 or in the 20s.
Yeah, I think we'll go before that. He's too good. He'll just be like best player available. He's too good.
He's good, but he doesn't, like, he's a running back. You don't need to pay up for them.
Huh? He's a running back that's literally the number 2 overall prospect. He's like being compared.
But he's a running back.
Yeah. What does that have to do with anything? You need a running back.
You don't want to pay him.
What? What?
You don't want to pay the running back on the second deal. So that's why the running back gets pushed towards the end of the first round into the second round, because then you don't have to pay them as much. It's a position that is easily transferable between guys that you can pick up or pick in the later rounds and guys that you pick at the end of the first round. Obviously, there might be a little bit of talent difference, but at the end of the day, depending on what you're looking for, you can find guys that fill in that spot pretty easily.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
Look at the Eagles.
I guess it depends what do you mean?
You got all those dudes that are literally doing almost the exact same thing at running back.
Yeah, but pause. I think here's the problem.
Just saying.
It's the same thing. It's like, oh, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You put any running back on a team that's quarterback heavy, pass heavy, like, yes, they're gonna obviously, it doesn't matter who's running back. They don't have to draft a guy. The Falcons need a running back. Who was Falcons running back last year? Cordero Patterson?
No, it was the rookie.
Thank you. Go. What's his name? Go ahead. Exactly. Nobody knows. Nobody knows because he's not good enough to know. He doesn't deserve it.
What was his name?
I don't even know.
He was decent at fantasy.
He was decent because they ran the ball. He just was a bulldozer. I think here's the thing is if he's available, I think the Falcons take him. I think there's only been a handful, and I agree with you, there's only been a handful that have been drafted in the first round because, yes, they don't last as long as a quarterback or as a
anybody else.
Defense. I think it would be a waste of a pick. A waste if the Falcons went quarterback.
No, I'm not saying they're going to for sure go quarterback. I think it'll be quarterback or defense.
Yeah, we'll see. I think you got to go with this Bijan kid, dude.
All right. So what about wide receiver. Who do you think's the best wide receiver? Or the first one taken?
Yeah, I'm between. I can't say his name. Oh, Jackson Smith.
In Jigba?
But I also think Jordan Addison is definitely up there from
Okay.
USC.
Okay.
Jordan Addison, before even last year, was touted as like one of the best running backs in this class. So, I don't know. And I think here's the problem is like JSN, that's what I'll call him because his name's way too long from Ohio State. I think here's the thing is I think he's going to be a talented wide receiver, but I don't think there's any wide receiver picked in the top 20.
20?
I think I will say this. Robinson goes before a wide receiver.
I don't think so.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it, calling it right now.
$5?
$5. Put it on the table. $5.
All right. Deal. I think a wide receiver will be picked before him.
Which one?
Well, it started out as Quentin Johnson from TCU. I don't think he'll go up that high. Yeah, I think he's just big. But I would say the two most likely are Zay Flowers from Boston College. He's been rising quickly. And Smith and Jigba.
Wouldn't it be crazy? Obviously, since this is aired, Aaron Rodgers was traded to the Jets. But, like, wouldn't it be crazy if the Packers drafted a wide receiver?
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
But now that it's final,
right,
and all this is final, like,
yeah.
I will say this, and we did talk about this last week. I think that the Jets gave up way too much to get Aaron Rodgers.
They did give up a lot. I did not think they were just going to hand over all those picks.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, I get it, and you're sitting here, you have to vouch for it, but, like, I don't know. I just think it was too much. I think the Packers were on the way out with them. But we'll see. I don't know.
Easily on the way out.
Yeah.
All right, so I have Zay Flowers or Smith.
I think Zay Flowers is solid. I think he's been definitely rising.
Oh, yeah.
I think the hard part, like you said, with what's his name, Quentin Johnson from TCU.
A little slow.
He's just slow. He's a big body. He's a big body, and I think the problem is nowadays receiver. You need athletic guys.
Yeah, you do.
That are going to run 4.3s, 4.4s. Like you just need those guys. I think a lot of teams are already looking to next year. I think this Marvin Harrison kid from Ohio State's a beast.
He is good.
He's going to be a freak. So, yeah.
Who do you think is going to be the last quarterback taken in the first round? Not necessarily the first or the second. Who do you think is going to be the last quarterback taken in the first round?
I would say Anthony Richardson.
You think?
Because from what we've heard and what we've read, this Will Levis kid, I guess, is now really good.
Yeah, apparently.
And I've said this, and I said this at work. I asked people. So what's crazy to me, and I know people are going to be like, well, Josh Allen was just a beast body. I get that. But, like, what's so great about Will Levis? He stunk at Kentucky. So, like, what's the point? Like, so now all we're hoping is for guys that are 6 whatever and can throw the ball super far or are jacked. That's great.
Yep.
Anthony Richardson and Will Levis can't hit a receiver that's 15 yards. I don't care how jacked you are.
It's true.
Jared Goff was one of a decent quarterback. He's skinny. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks ever to do it. He's not jacked.
No, they're just fit.
Yeah, they're fit enough. Kirk Cousins, legend in Minnesota.
He's fit.
I won't even say he's fit. He's just a guy. He's a guy.
You haven't seen his pictures.
Well, I saw the Kirk out chains.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I just think it's crazy now where it's like, okay, this Will Levis. Do we just forget about tape? Mm-hmm. Like the whole season, like, yeah, his pro day was great. There's no defenders. There's nobody rushing him. He doesn't even have pads on.
It's true.
Look at Zach Wilson's pro day. One of the best pro days ever. Look at how he's doing. He'll sit on the bench now.
Yeah.
So, it's terrible. I think it's Will Levis. Or not Will Levis, Anthony Richardson.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think Hendon Hooker is going to be the last one.
In the first round? I think he could sneak into the first round. I think he's good. I think the hardest part for him is his injury killed it because it was just like, dude, that dude was solid.
Injury,
if he doesn't get injured.
And I've heard that his age, like he's old. He's 25.
Yeah, he's definitely older. I just think the age and the injury definitely plays a part because it's like, it's too bad he got injured.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because it's like, dude, he was having such a good year in Tennessee coming off that victory against Alabama.
Right.
He was the guy. And then all of a sudden it's like, damn, he got hurt, out for the year.
Yeah, that stunk.
Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully he can sneak into I think it's always hard. Teams are taking such big risks on guys coming off injuries because it's like you really don't know.
Right.
So we'll see.
It's
good
true.
Player though.
Yeah, he is. What else? Who else you got? Those are my questions.
Yeah, I would like to see, and it would be interesting to see where the Vikings, if they decide to trade up or if they decide whatever they decide to do. But I would like to see if the Vikings can't get one of those quarterbacks, which I don't think they should take a quarterback. I think they should try to get up and try to get potentially a solid cornerback in Joey Porter Jr. / Kaylee Ringo. But I've heard Kaylee Ringo's falling.
Really?
I don't know why, but I'm just saying I think it's one of those things where I think we need to go, if we're not going to trade up to get a quarterback, let's live with it, and then let's get a defensive guy who's going to be solid and can step in there. Either trade back if that's what it takes, or
we don't have that many picks.
Right. Either trade back and figure it out, or try to get Joey Porter Jr. or somebody up top like that. I think that's what we need. We need cornerbacks. We just do. And at some point, we need a free safety. Harrison Smith is going to be done, if not after this year, after next year. He's too old.
Yeah, Lewis Seen might be able to get in there.
Yeah,
I don't know
he's
what
also
his
coming off an injury
thing is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard, and I feel like you always just need depth at that position. Mm-hmm. It just always seems like that. It's kind of like the same thing with offensive linemen. It's just like I think you can have very good ones, but I think you can't have enough of them.
Right.
Because it always seems at least once during the year their bodies get beat up.
At least.
Yeah, so I think it's tough.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's going to be, who do you think is going to make the most trades?
Wow, most trades?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that's tough. In the first round?
No, just in general.
Oh, just in general? I think the Houston Texans could even potentially, if they figured out, they could even fall back if they figured out who somebody wanted. Like if the Colts wanted somebody and they were really digging Will Levis, or they're really digging someone, I could see the Texans moving back in their first round pick.
Just one.
Number 2. Well, I'm saying like that pick, and then they have a ton of picks.
Right.
So it's like they have the most options. I just think they're a team, or the Arizona Cardinals could do the same thing. But I would have to say them. I mean, this has the Jets just trading everybody on their team. The Jets trading everybody. Oh, that's because they just did. Duh. Mm-hmm. In the second round.
Yeah. Let's see here. Who has the most picks?
I would say the Packers have to be up there now. They just got...
Bears have 10. Packers have 12.
Yeah.
Texans have 12.
Yeah.
Chiefs have 10. Vegas has 12. See, the Vikes only have 5 picks total.
Yeah, so it's pretty hard to draft. It's pretty hard to go backwards.
No, that's what you'd want to do.
Well, yeah,
go backwards so you get more picks.
Yeah, but I think the hardest part is if you have a guy that you want in that first round, because our second pick is what, round 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you could potentially get 2 second rounders maybe, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. This is the 20th anniversary of when we just never made a pick.
Yep, saw that. So there's a couple teams with 12 picks.
This is wild.
Vegas, Houston, Green Bay.
And it'll be interesting to see what Vegas does. I know Vegas projected could pick Hendon Hooker late in the first round. It'll be interesting because I don't know. I mean, they just obviously signed Jimmy Garoppolo, but like...
Is he the long-term guy?
Jimmy's a great backup. That's all I'm going to say. Great guy, good-looking guy, one of the best-looking guys in the league.
Yeah.
Getting paid. He's a great backup.
Yeah.
He's a great backup, and I think he's good, though, because if you sign a guy, let's say, like Hendon Hooker, and you can have him wait a year or so.
He's a good backup for a guy that you don't need a lot for. Like, you just need a game manager.
Yeah, and it's going to be, he has weapons around him. He has Josh Jacobs, running back, very good. He has Devontae Adams, very good.
Yeah.
Who did they just sign to? Another wide receiver, I thought.
No idea.
Oh. But yeah, I think they'll be solid. I think it'll be interesting to see, because here's the thing, is at 2, if the Texans don't take a quarterback at 2, mm-hmm. Does that just mean then it just falls into those hands? I don't know.
Probably. Well, the thing is, the Texans do have the 12 overall pick.
Exactly. So they were like...
So they could get a quarterback then if they got a guy that they like better.
Well, here's the thing, is at 3, Arizona's not taking quarterback.
Most likely not.
So if they're not going to take a quarterback at 2,
trade.
Then I would, if I was 4, potentially. But here's the thing, is if you go past the number 2 spot, and they don't draft a quarterback, the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have 2 quarterbacks in mind, Bryce Young's going 1 hypothetically.
Yep.
If you have 2 quarterbacks that you're fine with in mind, if I'm the Indianapolis Colts, I don't even try to trade to Arizona because there's no way they're drafting a quarterback. The only thing that screws you is if a team then comes up and trades with Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's true.
Yeah, we'll see. Duke Shelley. Oh, Jacoby Myers is who they signed. Solid.
It's a good pick.
Austin Hooper.
Okay.
They don't even have Foster Moreau on this depth chart.
They don't.
Austin Hooper, OJ Howard, Hunter Renfrow, decent. So yeah, they have some weapons. I mean, here's the thing: Jimmy Garoppolo isn't a deep ball guy, which is fine. He's a game manager, so I could see them drafting a quarterback.
Yeah,
just letting someone work. But
I could too.
It'll be interesting to see when the hometown kid, what is his name, John Michael Schmitz or something. I think he's a center from the Gophers.
Okay.
He's projected late 2nd round. Yeah, John Michael Schmitz, center, New York Giants. He's a good pick. He's a good player.
Nice.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
All right.
I don't know. There it is. Just don't screw it up, Vikings. Just make your pick.
Just make a good pick.
Just make a pick.
Yep. All right. Top 5 for this week. So we're doing top 5 travel essentials. If you missed what we changed it to, so David made his top 5 list, I made my top 5 list, and we have 5 rounds where we'll go back and forth and we try and guess the other person's top 5. You get 5 rounds no matter what. If I guess David's number 1 travel essential item, then that's worth 5 points. If I guess his second highest, then that would be 4 points, so on and so forth. 5th most is 1 point.
Right.
Yep. And the goal is to win the draft by having more points than the other person.
That is the way you win, baby.
Yep. And just a clarifying note, travel essentials, we don't mean underwear, shorts, t-shirt. Essentially, we're not doing like the clothes that you have to wear.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll flip it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna catch it.
And then flip it over.
And I'm gonna flip it onto the couch.
Okay. Tails. That is tails.
It's tails.
I'll go second.
No, you have to go first.
Oh. All right. With my first pick, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with a toothbrush. See, I don't know the realm of this. That could be way off.
No, that's not on my list.
So you're not even bringing a toothbrush. Not even bringing a toothbrush.
I didn't include toiletries.
Oh, well, that screws it over.
I'm gonna pick a charger.
Ooh.
Phone charger.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. Yeah, it's a question mark, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say headphones.
Well, I'll give it to you.
What, AirPods?
No, I put corded headphones specifically for the plane.
Oh, well, they give those to you now.
Yeah, but I like my own.
Oh.
I'm gonna guess. Let's see here. Gum.
Gum is not on mine.
All right.
I'm gonna say a water bottle.
Yeah. That was a good guess. I will guess. I'm gonna guess a toothbrush.
Yes, I do have a toothbrush on there. I'm very hygienic.
Nice.
I mean, how do you not bring a toothbrush? I'm gonna say.
So that was 3 rounds. We got 2 left.
Yep. I'm gonna say a charging port, like a charger.
I guess I put charger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Good job. We'll go with wallet.
Yes, that's an obvious. You have
All
to
right.
bring your freaking wallet.
Hey,
and you have to bring your phone. We didn't put that on.
When you say
What are you gonna bring, dog?
when you say toothbrush, then that.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, but
opens up
toothbrush
everything.
isn't. Pause. Toothbrush. This is gross. Toothbrush is not a needed thing.
Yes, it is.
For some people won't. I'm just saying you have to bring your wallet because you have to have like your ID. You have to have
Okay.
monies. You have to have whatever.
All right.
Credit card.
Your driver's license.
Yeah.
I will say. Let's go with a water bottle.
That is correct. Chris.
There we
That
go.
is correct.
All right.
I do love my water.
We must have
bottles.
similar lists. All right, one more guess.
One more.
Yep.
Well, I know you're not cleansely. Like you're not. Oh. I know you're not hygienic, so I'm not gonna say like deodorant because you probably don't bring that.
Did not put deodorant on there.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna say a swimsuit.
Nope.
Okay.
I'll go with I'll go with I'll go with a book.
No, that was my sixth probably. I don't read very often.
I'm not a big reader either.
Yeah.
All right, so you got 3 and I got 3.
Yep. But which spot were they in?
You got my 1, 3, and 4.
Oh, you got my 2, 3, and 5.
So you won. 2, 3, 5.
Yeah, because I got your 1, which is 5. Yeah. So my number 5 was I said dual charging port because it's like charger.
Okay.
But it's like it has your watch charge. It can hold multiple.
Yep.
My number 4 was a swimsuit. My number 3 was a water bottle. 2 was a toothbrush. My number 1 was AirPods. You never even said headphones. How do you not bring headphones on a trip? That's like the number 1 thing I do.
No,
I have like I bring my AirPods and my corded headphones.
I had headphones on there. On my list.
But I'm saying you didn't guess
I
it.
didn't
Yeah.
guess it, yeah. All right, my number 5, deck of cards.
That's a good thing.
You gotta be prepared.
Yeah.
4, water bottle. 3,
Okay.
corded headphones. 2, flip-flops.
I was gonna say flip flops instead
Bam.
of swimsuit too, but
Because when you're staying in a hotel, who wants to put their tennis shoes on to go down and get the continental breakfast?
also
Not me.
Would you say so? Flip flops are probably in a different realm than like slippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can wear them outside and stuff.
Yeah, they'd be different.
Slippers are nice to have though.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, game changer when you're traveling,
Yeah.
especially staying at a hotel. And then number 1 was the charger.
Yeah, there it is.
So good job. All right.
You bring
won
the
that
same
one.
water bottle every time?
Yeah, the Blue Yeti one.
Yeah, I love water.
Big
bottles.
enough and it keeps things cold.
One of the greatest things they did at an airport was bring those, allow you to get your own water things, like the filtered water stuff.
Yep.
It's great.
I
I still think, and on the topic of water at airports, it still surprises me to this day how many people try to bring liquids on a plane.
Yeah, not smart.
Like full bottles of water that are unopened.
It's not smart, and it also strikes me as funny that literally every plane I go on, I fill my water bottle up before the plane. Not gonna lie, don't drink that much water on planes.
I actually don't drink it. And I actually do, I will say
But
this.
I filled up before every single plane.
Yeah, I don't actually, I fill up mine too. I don't drink a lot of water, and I definitely regret it because it's like one of those things where I'm like, oh my God, you just nailed that. And I don't, because it's like I always get to my destination, and I feel like I just try to then chug water because I always have like a little headache because I'm like, I should drink more water.
Yeah.
But it's not a thought.
Right.
So it's like, it's tough in that sense, but yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
So I had 2, 3, 5.
I had 2, 3. Yeah, you got my 2, 3, 5.
7.
How are you on snacks? What do you think about snacks?
Maybe we'll do that next time.
No, I'm saying like snacks on an airplane. Like, do you bring your own snacks or do you get the snacks?
Depends on the trip that I'm going on.
Yeah. What's the length of time? Like, this was the first time going to Colorado. Granted, my flight on the way home was very early, but on the way there, like, I didn't get anything to drink. I just got like the almonds from Delta
Why didn't you get anything to drink?
because I had my water. I didn't really want anything, and I don't.
Bruh. Ginger ale.
I
every
know
single
ginger ale.
time.
I either get, if I do get soda, I get ginger ale or Sprite.
Every single
I always think it's crazy too. Last thing, quickly, I walk on the plane. My plane's at 9 o'clock in the morning on the way home Sunday,
Yeah.
and literally 80% of people in first class already had alcoholic beverages. It's like you're going back to Minnesota.
You gotta have it.
I do think it is crazy. You go to the airport, it's like everyone just like you just drink. Like I think it's to calm the nerves.
Maybe.
Just like, oh yeah, give me a double.
Hey, if that's what they need.
Yeah. No, facts, dude. If that's what you need. I've only drank on a plane one time.
Yeah, I think that's me too. One or two, but
it's just never. I mean, it's just first of all, it's too expensive, and second of all, it just isn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
So drank before a plane. That's
there.
Fun.
You go. All right. Well, what is that? 58.
58 is in the books. Happy draft day.
Wrap it
Thursday. Skull Vikes.
Peace out.
Skull T Wolves. Skull Wild.